Hey guys, it's Mia Moon.
And I'm Milo Morris. Mia's taking over this Miss Mystery episode because she has a question.
I do. Hey Miss Mystery, why does rainbows come out when it drops raining?
I bet that's a question with a colorful answer. And let's pass it off to our favorite super sleuth.
Yeah!
Mia Moon, what a beautiful question, because it's one of those everyday miracles that's hiding an amazing story. Let's figure it out. Why do rainbows appear after it rains? But before we talk about rainbows, we have to talk about light itself, specifically sunlight. When it's dark, you can't see any colors, right? That's because there's none there, but in the daylight, we see all the colors because they actually exist within that sunlight. Even though it looks white to us, sunlight is actually made up of many different colors, all mixed together, kind of like how a smoothie is made of fruit, milk, and maybe some peanut butter, but you only see one blended color on the outside. The fancy science term for it is the visible spectrum, and it includes all the colors we see in a rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. All those colors are hidden inside the light until something pulls them apart. That's where a raindrop can come in and become a rainbow machine. So let's break down how that works. Imagine it's just finished raining. The air is full of tiny floating raindrops. Each one of those tiny raindrops are like a light lamp hanging in the sky. Because when sunlight hits a raindrop, 3 things happen. 1. Refraction. As the sunlight enters the raindrop, the light itself slows down and bends. Why is that? Well, imagine light as a super fast runner sprinting through air. Air is thin and easy to move through, so light zips along at full speed. But when that light hits water, like the surface of a raindrop, it suddenly has to move through something thicker and denser than air. Think about the difference between running as fast as you can through an open field versus like trying to run in a swimming pool. It's the same thing. Your feet slow down, your direction shifts a little, and boom, your path bends. Red light bends just a little. Violet light bends a lot. So as light slows down and bends in the water, its colors spread out, revealing the hidden rainbow inside. 2. Reflection or bouncing. Now the light is inside the raindrop, heading toward the back of it. When it hits the back wall of the raindrop, it doesn't keep going. It bounces back like a ping pong ball off the edge of a table. Or even better, a ball bouncing off a wall and back at you.
I got a point. Stop it!
3. Refraction again. As the light exits the front of the drop and re-enters the air, it bends again, just like it did when it came in. This second bending spreads the colors out even more, making them easier to see. Now it's flying out of the raindrop towards your eyes, with all the colors separated: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So we've got one raindrop making one tiny rainbow. Cool, but how does that make a color arc across the entire sky? Well, it's not just one drop doing the trick. There are millions of raindrops up there after a storm, and each one is splitting sunlight just like we described. But here's the key. Your eyes can only see the rainbow colors coming from the raindrops in a very specific setup if you are looking toward where the raindrops are in the sky. The sun has to be behind you, and you are between the sun and the raindrops at an approximate angle of 42 degrees. And here's the thing, it's not actually out there in the sky. It's an optical illusion. The rainbow looks like it's out there in the distance, but really it's happening between the sun, the drops, and you. someone else standing a few feet to the side of you sees a slightly different rainbow. It's personal. That's why there's no end of the rainbow. It's not a place that's actually there. Before we had science, people still looked up and saw rainbows. But without understanding how light works, they came up with some pretty incredible stories to explain what they saw. In ancient Greece, people believed rainbows were the path used by Iris, the goddess of messages, divine highway connecting humans and the heavens. In Norse mythology, the rainbow was called Bifrost, a magical bridge that connected Earth to Asgard, the home of the gods. In some indigenous cultures, rainbows were seen as sacred spirits or even serpents of light, carrying messages between worlds. And in Irish folklore, of course, they believed that leprechauns hid pots of gold at the end of the rainbow, which led to a lot of frustrated treasure hunters never actually getting to where they were trying to go, since we now know the rainbow isn't actually there in the physical world. These stories, they aren't silly. They're beautiful attempts to explain the unexplainable. And that's what we've done throughout history for things we don't understand. It wasn't until the 1600s when one smart guy began to crack the rainbow code. His name was Isaac Newton, one of the most influential people in the history of science. He was obsessed with figuring out how the world worked, from apples falling out of trees to planets spinning in space. What he did was ask a different kind of question, not what is the rainbow, but what is light? At the time, glass makers and lens makers had already been experimenting with pieces of clear glass for eyeglasses and telescopes. They knew that some glass shapes could make light bend or stretch in strange ways, but no one quite understood why. One of those glass shapes was the prism, a triangle-shaped chunk of clear glass that could bend light in dramatic ways. So one day, in a darkened room, he let a single beam of sunlight pass through a prism, and what he saw changed science forever. The beam of white light split into a rainbow right there on the wall. That's when Newton realized something that blew his mind. The prism didn't create the colors. The colors were already inside the light. Until then, people thought color was created by objects. Newton proved that color was a part of light itself, and that white light is really all the colors mixed together. He wrote everything he learned in a book called Optics. And suddenly, the rainbow wasn't just a legend or a mystery anymore. It was a phenomenon we could measure, predict, and understand. So yeah, pretty important guy. But just when you think you figured it all out, the sky throws you a twist. Ever seen two rainbows at once? That's called a double rainbow.
Whoa, what does it mean?
It means that there's two rainbows in the sky.
Instead of one internal reflection, the light reflects twice inside of one drop. That extra bounce makes the second rainbow appear higher up, fainter. It's rarer, subtler, and super cool to spot. So even after centuries of science, the sky still finds ways to surprise us and remind us how much wonder is hiding in every drop of rain. So Mia, there you have it. It's because of three things: physics, light, and geometry all dancing together that we have the beautiful phenomenon called a rainbow. Thanks, Isaac Newton, for figuring it out. Bye, guys.
Wow, think Miss Mystery.
Rainbows are basically nature's own light show.
Yeah, but that's right. What's next?
Next time, we're going to talk about colors, but in a different way. Why are some people in the world colorblind?
What are your colorblind?
That's right. So you're going to see the world how I see it through my eyes. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye.
don't forget to like and subscribe.